Good morning, everybody. Later than usual here today for the 30-day Journal with Me challenge. This is day 3, and I'm going to be doing a little extra journaling today because it is a Sunday morning. It's usually the time that I am able to have a little more time to do some planning in my journal, get a little more decorative. So you might see here I have my colorful pens, I have my washi tape that I've picked out for what I'm going to do, which is my weekly planner. And if you don't want to follow along with that part of it, that's going to be a section where I would ask you to do free writing. We'll do some journaling prompts as well. And of course, at the end, I will have your angel messages like we've done every day so far. I love doing that with you. And I am just going to check in here real quickly. I have a totally different setup this morning. I keep changing it, don't I? Where I can't see your comments at the moment because I need to move some stuff out of the way here. So yeah, it is interesting how I had to figure out how much space I needed to be able to do all this. Good morning, Kathy. Yes, so happy to see you too. Thank you for being here. I took a little longer to get started because I wanted to have a different setup and do my washi tape, and I needed more room. I had set up a different part in my office to sit down and do these, and it just wasn't working. The chair was uncomfortable. It was a different desk that was kind of wobbly. So I'm back at my good steady desk where I normally journal anyways. I was trying to make it where I could just sit down at a separate spot every morning and not have to worry that my desk was cleaned off, but this is probably for the better anyways, right? Why not just make sure everything is cleaned up before I go to bed the night before? That's a better habit. So, yeah, I'd like to invite you to grab your journal and we'll start off with a pocket affirmation. I'll kind of show you how I do things. I'm just going to check here that my live stream is looking okay. It's going to probably talk for a minute. There we go. Looks like everything's okay on there. Okay, great. So we will be doing your angel messages at the end here. Good morning, Lois. Good morning, Wesley. Hello. So thank you for your patience with me getting started later today because I wanted a different setup. But good morning, Heidi. I am going to try to be live by 6:30 a.m. Central tomorrow. That's looking like the best time. It may be a little earlier. It just kind of depends on my morning schedule and obviously dropping kids off at school for different practices and everything. So it will definitely be earlier during the week. And I thought I was going to be earlier today, but I just wanted to do this new setup here where I could make sure I had room to do some of the journaling. So what I'm going to be doing with these pens and washi tape is creating my 2-week planner that I do on Sunday mornings. And I was just going to show you how I do it. And during that time, I'll invite you to do your own journaling if you don't want to follow along. But if you do want to follow along, feel free. All you need really is some kind of straight edge, which that just reminded me I didn't pull my ruler out. Bear with me here. I have a little tiny ruler I use, but I don't know where it is at the moment. Here it is. So I like to use this little 6-inch ruler because it fits better in my journal. But really any straight edge will do for what I'm about to do. And then I need scissors. I picked out a fun washi tape for this week. I don't know if you can see that. And you do not need any of these things to do what I'm doing. All you need is a straight edge and a pen if you want to try the weekly planner that I do in my, I got something on my journal here, that I do in my dotted pages. So the thing that's great about this journal, for those of you, thank you so much that got your own copy of this custom journal that has my templates available at devondoer.com, is it is vinyl. And so occasionally, like I take myself on dates and go to lunch and just journal with myself. And sometimes the tables aren't the cleanest, right? Well, I come home, I get an all natural cleaning wipe one of those wipies, or even you could just do warm water, and I just gently wipe it off, and it all comes off. Because just use with my hands occasionally will get this dirty, and so then I'll just wipe it down. And you just have to be careful with the gold foil. That is actual hand laid gold foil, so I wouldn't scrub that area. But I'm able to just gently rub things, and as you saw right there, that mark just came right off with my bare hands without even having a towel. So we're going to be tracking our messages in here. Hey, Angie, good to see you. Wesley, did I say hi? I'm sorry if I didn't say hi yet. I think I did. All right, so I was just talking about how we're going to get to that, but let's start off with our basic journaling here, which is where I go to the next part of my journal that has the blank pages. Which I already had oops, I left my pen open all night. That's all right. So, like I said, if you want to grab a straight edge and follow along with my 2-week planner, you can. If you don't want to do that, I would encourage you to just do your own journaling. I do have this challenge set up to be more like a study with me than a follow along, because I want us to be holding space together. Oh, thank you, Heidi. I'm glad you love it. So we'll start today with what I always do, which is I go to the next spot in my dotted pages in the back, and I write the date. I like to do a fun little flag. I don't even know what you call this. And today is November 3rd already. How is it November 3rd already? And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Devon. I have decided to do 30 days in a row of journaling with me and your angels. And it's just meant to hold space for starting your day off with connection with the angels. If you haven't already, you can download my prayer protection, I always say, before I get started with connecting with the angels. And I just released, it's linked in the comment section below this video, 3 options for phone wallpaper. So you can even just make it a wallpaper on your phone to easily access it. You can print it out and paste it in your journal. I like to say a lot of times you can paste things, or you can even put an envelope in the back and put it in there. And again, you don't need this journal to do this challenge. This is just the custom journal I sell to make it easy for you to use, but you can use any journal. I just encourage you to do it all in one place. So like I said, we were doing the date, and then I say, thank you, God, for today, right? TGT. And then I say, morning, angels and guides. So that's my intentional connection there. And between the prayer protection that I have linked below and doing that, you are now very intentionally connecting with your angels, and you're doing it in a very safe, protected way to make sure that you're only connecting with the highest vibrational beings. And that's what is really important to remember too, is it's not to have any fear there, but you want to be intentional about who you're connecting with, because we don't always want input from, passed away Uncle Bob, right? We want to know exactly who's giving us guidance. And so that's why I always first ask God for the connection and say, I only want to connect with the highest vibrational beings, right? And this is the angels. But we can also ask for our spiritual team, which can consist of spirit guides, ascended masters. I work with Jesus, or some say Yeshua. I work with my grandmother who has passed away across the veil. She passed in 2010, but she works very closely with me. Good morning, Miss Kiff. And so that's your spiritual team. And so again, you can intentionally connect with your spiritual team this way as well. So that's why I say MAG, Morning Angels and Guides, because I'm talking about my entire team, my entire spiritual team. But if you're new to this and you want to just connect with one angel at a time to get to know their energy, you can do that as well. You can ask to connect with one of your guardian angels. You can ask to connect with an archangel that you want to get to know the energy. And if you've been following me for a while, I do I share a story about how the very first archangel I intentionally connected with on a regular basis was Archangel Michael. And it's such a powerful energy that you can feel it immediately. You can see the immediate effects. So that would be a great archangel. But all of them are wonderful to connect with. I just encourage you do it one at a time so that you can really feel the energy and gain that evidence that you are connecting with the angels. Kathy says, good guidance for intention. I need that boundary. You are so welcome. Thank you, Kathy, for saying that. And that's the thing, when I first started getting started with journaling, we're going to be doing some angel messages here in a little bit at the end. But when I first started getting journaling, I didn't use angel cards at all. I didn't even know what a tarot deck was. I kind of knew, but um, and then one day I went to Barnes and Noble and decided to pick up an angel deck. I believe it was the one that's like Angel Answers or something. And it still sat in my closet for like 6 months inside the Barnes and Noble bag, hidden in there, because I just didn't feel comfortable using it. Whereas I've been doing automatic writing for a very long time, very intentionally connecting. So I had to kind of ask myself, like, what is it that makes me not feel safe about using it? And it was those boundaries right there, right? And just societal conditioning over the years of, oh no, we don't use a pendulum, we don't use tarot cards, we don't, right? All those kinds of things that you hear out there. But when you have that prayer protection, when you're very intentional about who you're connecting with, that's where things get really good. Now, I also was going to create my routine record today because I didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. And I'm going to show you, this is going to be a longer journaling session because I do need to do my weekly planner. It's actually a 2-week planner I'm going to show you. And I do need to do my routine record. So this is actually what I would be doing on a Sunday morning anyways. And so I encourage you, if you don't want to follow along for that part, to do your own free writing. Okay. So let's actually, I'm going to pull our first angel card for today because I want it to guide us on the affirmation and our first journaling prompt before we get into the other things I'm going to be doing here. I've already shuffled these cards and done the prayer protection. And the first angel message we have for today is this 10 of Air card. Let's see if we can hold it up a little closer there. There we go. It says, the end of a difficult situation, embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. Okay, so I like to teach that we don't want to focus too much on the words, right? What we first want to focus on is what in this image stands out to you first, and what feelings, emotions, thoughts, visions showed up for you when you first saw this card. Now, for me, it's really about embracing the change that is standing out for me, leaving the past behind, trusting that all will work out in our highest interest when we remain in divine flow, right? So that's really helpful there too. Hi, Mary Kate. Do you have it on you have the prayer protection on your phone? Oh, wonderful. Did you pick the blue one or the sunset or the forest one? I put all three on there, but right now I've got the like sunset or sunrise one on my phone. Oh, I did take a screenshot I wanted to show you guys last night. That was fun. It was a 9:55 one. So for me, that's like take action for change. And how perfect is that for the angel card we just pulled? So the link is below if you're just joining, if you want those free wallpapers that have the prayer protection. And so anyways, back to this card, let's use that guidance there for our pocket affirmation. I easily embrace change. If you want to write that in the comments below this video, or you want to write it in your journal. So we're going to start off the day with, I easily embrace change. And for those of you who are interested, Archangel Azrael, Azrael, is the angel I will often call on for change. Azrael is wonderful for working with endings and new beginnings, and gently helping you embrace that change, right? Because sometimes change is uncomfortable, and we can call on Archangel Azrael for that. Sometimes Azrael is referred to as the angel of death because death is transformation, but it really is a loving and gentle energy. I love working with Archangel Azrael. Just a little side tip there. If you're going through any big changes, here in the US, we have a really big week coming up, and I'm sure many of you do around the world as well. And I just wanted to let you know that I am going to be having my good friend Justin Speller on my channel on Tuesday afternoon, where we're going to be talking about this energy, this intense energy that the US election is creating for the collective and how we all might be affected by it. And it's going to be really fun. He's been on my channel several times. If you've seen him, we've done full moon and new moon specials, and we've been friends for many years. He's an amazing energy healer and practitioner. He's trained in EFT and other types of energy work. And so I feel like, have always worked well together because he can bring in some actual tools you can do on your physical body or to work with your aura and your energetic space. So I hope you'll join me for that Tuesday afternoon. That's a surprise little bonus thing there that you guys get to hear about first. But that is because we decided to do it because of this energy. And actually, I will say at the time that we're watching this video, we are very close to this. Let's see, did we already hit it? What's today? November 3rd. Okay. Yep, it already happened. This morning we had Mars oppose Pluto exactly. Mars will be moving into Leo tonight at 10:09 p.m. Central. So that's 11:09 Eastern or 8:09 Pacific. And that energy is going to be really interesting. But yeah, like I said, early this morning at 5:37 a.m. my time, we had Mars oppose Pluto. And we're going to feel this energy for quite a while. And it's going to come back later on when Mars retrogrades. So take note of any energy you're feeling that might feel a little crunchy, or even those around you who are not handling this energy very well. Let's get our journal out, let's ground. And that's part of the reason I asked Justin to come do some work with me on my YouTube channel on Tuesday afternoon. We'll be talking about it. So the other thing I wanted to offer before I get into setting up my routine record and weekly planner, so that if you don't want to do that in your journal, you can keep journaling, is let's also ask the angels, angels, what do you need me to know right now? And then I'm also going to give another prompt. Where in my life do I see change coming? Where in my life do I see change coming? And then I'm going to give you one more so that if you don't want to follow along with my routine record and weekly planner, you can continue answering these questions. And the third one is, what are 3 things I can do today to prepare myself? And you can make it this week or this month. What are 3 things I can do today, this week, this month, whatever, to prepare myself for this change? What are 3 things I can do to prepare myself for this change? I can think of a lot of things for myself that are coming up on the horizon. One is that my daughter, um, well, hopefully all works out in divine flow. It will, that she gets her driver's license when she turns 16 in January, my Capricorn. And that's going to bring a lot of change, a lot of change. And then there's just other things that I will journal about here in a little bit, but I want to go ahead and show you my November routine record because I didn't have time to set that up yesterday. If you missed yesterday, I was showing how I use the blank calendars in this journal to track things like the energies coming up or any major events that happen. For example, I was going to say yesterday is when I released my prayer protection for the first time as a giveaway. So I'll just write that in there. And that way it's just a reminder like, oh, that's when I started using that and getting all those angel numbers with it. And that's the other thing. When I was working on it, the angel numbers were off the chart that were coming through in all these places. And that's one of the ways that, I've really developed that ability to hear messages from my team and kind of multitask. Like they're saying, "Yep, do that," or "Up, slow down." Because there was one time where they sent me 11:11. Like something's not quite in integrity yet, and it was that the when you downloaded the wallpaper, it was actually not showing up properly on the phone. Something happened in the download, and I was about to hit send on this, and they were like, 11:11, wait, go check it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I should actually test it on my own phone before I put it up there. Um, and I know all phones are different, so it may not be perfect for everybody's phone, but I thought, well, I should at least try with the one I have. And they were like, yeah, slow down, you're rushing this. And that's when I'll often see the 11s. Or 11:11s or 1:11 is when they're like, hang on, there might be, you might need to tighten that screw a little more so that tripod doesn't fall over with your camera on it. Hang on, you might want to check to make sure your phone's in your purse before you drive off, right? Those are ways that angels and I will communicate, or it's my spiritual team. So those are your 3 prompts to keep journaling. Let's see. Angels, what do you need me to know right now? Where in my life do I see change coming? And what are 3 things I can do to prepare myself for this change? So you don't have to make it just today or this week, but I do think thinking about it at least is one of the ways. So you can see here that I filled out my entire routine record for October, and now I need to get my November routine record set up. And I want to decide, I'm going to actually, let's see, when does Mars go retrograde? I think that the measure I want is Mars and Leo. So Mars retrograde, yeah, it's not in November anyways. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna track Mars in Leo since it went into Leo it's going in later today. So that's why I just put other measure, because I'm tracking my morning and afternoon moods. And then down here is where I do my my mood key. So the way I like to do it, and of course I encourage you to, good morning, Stephanie. Good to see you. I like to use certain colors. So for me, I track when I'm feeling joyful. I track when I'm feeling productive. I track when I'm feeling peaceful. And when I say peaceful, it means like inner peace. Like I might be dealing with something challenging, like having a kid home from school sick, or having plans change last minute, but I still feel peaceful on the inside. Like, okay, I can handle this, right? So peaceful doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, everything's perfect. It just means I'm at peace with handling this. I know I can handle this. I am in divine flow, right? But then the one I use for the emotions I want to flush out is angels, please raise my vibration. So I will use that when I'm feeling frustrated, tired, angry, hurt. I have 2 other options here for anybody who wants to track something else, like feeling tired or feeling sad, And then I take my markers here and I give them all a color. I like to use pink for joyful. I like to use green for productive because it just makes me feel like green light, go, go, go. And it's funny how much it correlates. Like I had so many green days, AM and PM this week, right here. But I was also dealing with a really sick kiddo. And so you look back and it's like, well, I was checking off all my healthy things. I was getting my exercise in, I was taking my new supplements and everything, and I was getting to bed at a decent time. So that was really good. And it's fun to look back at that and go, you know what? It felt like such a change to my schedule, but actually, look, I felt very productive the whole time. So I do green for that. And oh, I'm glad you're loving this. Thank you, Miss Kiff. Yeah, it's Sunday night for you, so you're getting set up for your week then. That's lovely. And then peaceful, I tend to use purple. And the reason I use purple for that is, I don't have a lot of colors in this. I do have a bunch of other colored pens, but I haven't been in the habit of using them as much lately. But I tend to think of my third eye and the violet color there, or indigo, as like when you go into that place of visualizing peace. Good morning, Paul. Oh, 60 degrees. Nice. Nice and crisp fall weather. And then angels, please raise my vibration. I will use the yellow because I like to think of the golden light that the angels showed me when they visited me. If you haven't seen that video, I have a story time on my YouTube channel about when I saw angels when I was 19, and they were these gorgeous, gorgeous, almost blinding pillars of gold light. And you can go, I won't go into all the details now, but you can't forget that. You cannot forget that once you see it. And actually, even like the flames, very much the color of these flames is very much the color of the golden light. So that's why having candles around can be really helpful. You don't have to have any of these things. And so then we've got my AM and PM tracker up here. And what are the things I'm going to track this month? I'm going to stick with what I tracked last time. I don't think there's anything new I want to add because this was actually a lot of things. I always track my exercise, although it is always my goal to do something for at least 20 minutes every day to move my body. It's really helpful for me intuitively. I tend to get a lot of intuitive messages while I'm exercising. So it's pretty much crucial that I work out every day. I did skip my workout yesterday. I was very sore and tired, and my body was literally asking for a break. If you were here for the messages earlier this week, a lot of them did say, that, listen to your body and take a break, take a vacation, take a rest, right? So I listened, and I had a really relaxing day. I still was a little productive, but I didn't do my normal hardcore workout. So exercise, I always track. I have been taking collagen in my coffee, and I am feeling a difference, but I, for a while, was forgetting to put it in there. So I put it here as a reminder. I take colostrum as well, to help with some things. I take my remedies. That's my homeopathic stuff. These I've been doing long enough. I don't really need to track them because they're now really built into my routine. But I'm going to keep doing it just because I really do notice a difference. This is a supplement I take with a little water. It's like a mineral supplement. And then castor oil, that's been a new one I've been doing. I am loving that. The only thing that I haven't figured out is how to keep it from being so messy. Even when I'm really careful, it seems to get all over my nightstand and my countertop in the bathroom because I use it on my face at night and rub it around. And then in bed by 10. So that is actually a hard one when the kids have a lot of sports and things after school. So definitely one of my goals. So let's see. Yesterday I did not exercise. I did take my collagen, my colostrum. Wait, are we already on the 3rd? I did all these actually both days. I did exercise on Friday, but yesterday I did not. And I did my collagen and colostrum both days and my remedies. I did all these things. And let's see. Friday night? No, I did not make it into bed by 10 either night, Friday or Saturday. So I don't get to check those off. And then my mood on Friday morning, I was definitely feeling productive. I was having so much fun making those wallpapers with the prayer protection. And then I was definitely feeling joyful over getting to share those. And then yesterday morning, I was definitely more in a place of just peacefulness. Like I said, my body was asking for a rest. Hey, Bay True Colors 333. I love you have your angel number in your username. Good morning. So yesterday, I would say I was definitely in a peaceful zone. I made my grandmother's Italian, you should say, the proper way is to say gravy for the pasta or Italian sauce. I made that, and I just kind of piddled around. I'm learning. Oh, I spent a lot of time in the morning learning about Ecamm Live, which is what I'm using to stream on here, so that when I have Justin or other guests on my channel, it's easier. So I did a lot of tutorials yesterday, actually. So it's kind of a productive morning when I think about it. It was more just like slowly, watching videos and learning about everything. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. So now I'm back on track with my routine record. I was a couple days behind, but I'm all caught up. So tomorrow morning, I will flip to here and check off everything that I did on November 3rd. How was my mood? Sometimes it's good to come back at the end of the day and do this so you don't forget anything. I'm in a pretty good habit now. And then, of course, I've got my November calendar here. So, I should probably write on here. This is election day, just because this is how we use hindsight. We want to look back at the whole month and connect dots. So I probably should have on here that we already had Mars opposed Pluto. Those kinds of things. So I can just look back at the whole month and see oh, wow, that's interesting the way that energy was. So we've done all that. We're set up. So I won't be doing this. That's only once a month I have to get set up there. And then now I'm going to do my weekly planner. It's actually a 2-week planner. I'm going to show you how I do it. And if you do not want to do this part in your journal, you can see I have a bunch of different washi tapes I put at the edges. Then you don't have to follow along. Just go back to your journaling and connect with your angels. And we will have some more angel messages here in a minute. But I go to the next blank page. So I'll be finishing up this weekly planner here, and then there's some writing in between. So I just go to the very next blank page. If you did get your own copy of this journal, also another thing to keep in mind is just you can gently really work with it to make it lay a little more flat. I think I shared that. Oh, look, see, you got to clean that off too. It cleans nicely. But over time, it will get where it's a lot easier to keep flat. And what I'll often do is just weigh it down with something while I'm doing the washi tape, like that. So this is the washi tape I picked for today. I don't know why. I just kind of liked the darker purple colors. I went into my pen box. Although, where did I put it? I have a bunch of different colored pens in another room, and I did find this kind of purpley looking pen. So I'm going to do that. You don't need washi tape or colored pens to do this. I just like opening up my planner to something nice. And let's see here. Good morning, Joel. We did some journaling prompts already. So if you just want to grab your journal and do some journaling, I'm showing my 2-week planner that I do in case anybody else wants to try it. I do use my digital calendar for appointments and everything, but this is to track my to-do list and how the angels help me get it done. It's to track different events that are happening in my life along with the energy. And I just decided just now to... This is not cooperating here. Here we go. To track Mars and Leo, because we have Mars going into Leo later today. Now, this 30-day journaling challenge, in case you're new, is not the kind of challenge where if you miss a day, you can't join in. The challenge was for me to go live every day for 30 days. But if you miss a day, please come right back. I have seen 8:33, 8:44, and 8:55 right now, this entire live. Isn't that fun? Every time I've glanced up at the monitor, I've seen it. So what I like to do is to mark my weekly planners with these different washi tapes. So I did a fun fall one for the week of Halloween. It had cute little black cats on it and pumpkins. And then last week, or the one I'll be finishing up using these pretty fall leaves here. There's a ton you can get it. Walmart, I was going to say Hobby Lobby, Michael's, but I also go on Amazon and find packs of them that have a bunch. And I need to get a Christmas one because I love Christmas stuff. And I've never gotten a pack of a Christmas washi tape before. So I just do this because it makes it easy to flip to it. And it just makes it colorful to look at. And if you're already looking at your planner, your to-do list, at least make it a little fun if you want to. Oh, it's 9:55 in Vietnam. Wonderful. I'm glad you're here planning with us. Thank you, Ms. Kiff. So I'll show you how I'm doing this. I just find the dotted edge. Again, if you have a regular lined journal, you may want to just decide how far in you want to go. I usually go just to this first dot right here. You can see that. And then cut it. Again, you do not need to do this part. I just like it because it's easy to come find, and it's a little long there on that edge. And I don't, I just like doing colorful stuff. I used to spend way more time on these planners too and like really get decorative and doodle. Kind of miss that. I need to go back to that probably. But I've created so many different ways of doing this. I used to actually track the angel cards I pulled every single day in the week in the planners, and it just got to where it was taking up so many pages, and I had other ways I wanted to do it. But that's when I started creating the intuition tracker that I have in here. And so if I was pulling angel cards for a very specific reason, like if there is still time, if you haven't, to grab my new moon spread link below, you can still use the new moon energy to do that. Then I would write like new moon spread, and I would write the cards I pulled there. So now I'm going to go to the other side here and weigh this down. So yeah, this is kind of like, this particular day, we're doing a little bit more of a journal with me than study with me, but most of the daily journal with me's are going to be shorter, and they're going to be like, let's just write a little bit here to start our day, and then we'll do some angel cards because I won't have as much time in the mornings. But this is when on Sunday mornings I love to have a cup of coffee and sit and just be decorative. And you can make this any style you want. If you're not somebody that's likes all the florally stuff, then feel free to make it your own. That's the beauty of it. And I'll show you this it's actually a 2-week planner I invented to track my to-dos and everything. I'm showing you that right now, but there's so many out there. Like I said, I actually used to use 2 pages for 1 week. And then I found, like I said, that this works just fine to do it this way. So now we've got it nice and lined out. So like you can see on the edge there, I can go right to this weekly planner. And then the way I do it, because I have all these dots here, is I go find a past planner and I kind of fold it so that I can line all the dots up. And you'll see what I'm going to do here, but I'm going to use this color that I thought kind of matched with that. We'll see if the pen's in good shape. And I'll just mark, because I want to have several rectangles here, so I'll just go through and use this as a guide. But these are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces apart, right? So you've got about 5 here, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And this is going to end up being Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, and you'll see. And then I'm going to do the same over there. It's really simple. And again, you don't need colors or washi tape or anything. You just need something to draw some lines if you want to do this. And I'll show you how I do it. It really doesn't take this long either. I'm making it take longer than needed to because I'm chit-chatting. So we've already had one angel message today. If you came in late, it was the 10 of air, or you could say 10 of swords. And it was talking about the need to embrace change and trust that we have come to the end of a challenging situation. So it's basically saying it's okay to take a sigh of relief and feel like, okay, we're coming to the end of this. Things are getting better. And so we did a pocket affirmation. I easily embrace change. And we also were doing some journaling prompts about things we can do to embrace the change, to prepare for the change we see coming. Because that was one of the other prompts, right? Was where in my life do I see change coming? So then this is going to be another week. So this is 1 week. This will be the second week. I call this my 2-week planner because it fits it all in 2 pages, 2 weeks and 2 pages. It's very simple. If you go look up other journal with me videos, people get amazingly creative and gorgeous, and they use like stickers, and they create all these like cool pop-up things. Oops, sorry, I just hit the mic, didn't I? With my elbow. My lefty here. I'm a lefty. And then I'll show you how simple this is. But I do find this is really helpful for getting the angels to help me get things done, because remember, we have the law of free will, so we do have to ask for help. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces on each page for 2 weeks, right? And when you put your to-do list on these things and ask the angels for help, you'll just be amazed. And then you've got hindsight. You've got it tracked. What was going on in my life when I was getting all those angel numbers? What was going on in my life when I had that amazing lucid dream? Which, by the way, on Wednesday, we will be talking about lucid dreaming. I'm so excited. Tomorrow, I'll have my detailed angel messages at the normal time, 1 Eastern, 12 Central, for my detailed angel messages. But on Wednesday, like I said, Justin Speller's coming on Tuesday afternoon. I think we're going to try to go live at 3 Eastern, 2 Central. That's what worked out best for his schedule. And then Wednesday, I'll have my live about lucid dreaming. So now I pull up my calendar and I take a look at the upcoming week. I like to start with Mondays. I ended this last planner here, if you want to see that. I'm just kind of covering up some of my personal stuff here for nothing big on there, but this is the week. This is this coming week, right? I'm sorry, this is this coming week. I already have stuff on here. But then I'm getting really far in advance here, but I ended this planner on the 17th. So this is going to start on the Monday, the 18th. So I'm going to go find my calendar here real quick so I don't mess up the dates. But this is at the top here. I'll say November 18th to Sunday, the 24th, 2024, right? And then this Monday will be the 25th, so it'll be November 25th to, wow, we'll already be in December. See, that's why I like doing this in advance. December. So I need to order that holiday washi tape, don't I? Because we're well into the holidays here, okay? So that'll go all the way to Sunday, December 21st. And it really helps you just start thinking about the things that you want to accomplish. That's one of the messages we got on day 1 of this challenge, was to think about the things we've accomplished this year and what might you want to accomplish before the end of the year. And then, of course, thinking about some of the things that you could set as goals for next year, because we don't want to rush into setting goals for ourselves. We want to set ourselves up for success, to make sure the goals are reasonable, that they are, what is it? The goals, there's a term for it, but one of them is you need to make sure they're realistic, right? So now, then I'll go over here, and sometimes I'll do a little design. Like, I think, did I do pumpkins? Like I tried, I'm not the best doodler, but I tried to do like leaves there. And did I do pumpkins? No, I did kitty faces for this one. But for this one, I'm going to keep it simple. And I'm just going to do a square. Actually, I'm going to pull it back to be able to see. Like that. At the top of each week. Sometimes I'll get real creative. In fact, I think I will right now. I'll probably pull out my green pen here in a minute, because there's green in the washi tape. And I'll show you what I'll do there. The shadow is, with my left hand, I'm covering up my own light. Normally, I guess I could move this way if you guys can still see it. Yeah, I can do that. Getting used to journaling on camera. That's why this is a totally different setup today than it was last time. So now I'm going to grab my green marker, which I probably would want a darker green normally, but like I said, it's at the bottom of a trunk in another room, so I'm not going to go do that right now. But I'll just write the dates in here. So Monday the 18th, 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And I'll go over here. The right tiny ear here. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31 except for February. And then 1 because we are in December, right? Then I'll go up here and just to make it easy to glance at, I'll just abbreviate Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alrighty, there it is. My 2-week planner. And hopefully you see how easy that is. And it's colorful. And then I wake up and I have to deal with my to-do list, but at least it's colorful. And then I sit down at the beginning of the week and I start writing. Like I'm going to have, for example, every morning I work out. Now I'll definitely change to my black pen for these just because it's easier to read. That's totally up to you if you want to keep with your color markers. But like every day I will work out, right? So I just do a little abbreviation here. I do a circle and I say workout. And that's another part of this giving yourself credit is going and checking things off at the end of every day or before you get ready to go relax, whatever it is. The routine record is important for remembering to do things that are healthy, but this is great for helping you get things done. So let's say I also, I've got my YouTube live on Mondays. I would do a circle and write YouTube, I'd put like, let's just do it here. I'd do 12 p.m. YouTube live, right? That'll go right there. And then I might put some things in between here that need to get done. Usually I'll record an angel number video or something. Thank you, Casglow. Thanks for being here. So yeah, we just, and then I'll just go through. And then what's great is when I have a really busy day, when I sit in the morning and ask the angels for help, I do ask, like, please help me get everything done today that's in my highest interest. And then I also will, notice if I keep having to move things to the next day, they're not getting done, then I'll ask for help that too. I'll be like, angels, could you please help me get this task done or help me figure out a better way to do it? Because I'm just not getting to it, right? All right, well, thank you for following that with me. I have more angel messages for you now. If you are just joining, we did some journaling prompts at the beginning. I'm just going to put my pens away here. And we were talking about changes that are coming up. And the guidance was to really embrace the change, trust things are getting better, and go into a place of gratitude about that by figuring out things you can do right now to make sure that you can embrace it, right? Hey, Annie. Annie. Hi, Annie. Good to see you on here. Well, we've been on here for a while doing our journaling. I just showed my routine record, my the way that I track it every month. I'm going to be tracking Mars and Leo along with my moods. And then I just showed my 2-week planner I do there. And then we've already had one angel message. And we started off with the pocket affirmation, I easily embrace change. And then we had the 3 journaling prompts. One is, actually, let me just go check my writing. What did I write down? Here we go. The first journaling prompt was, angels, what do you need me to know right now? The second one is, where in my life do I see change coming? And the third one was, what are 3 things I can do to prepare myself for this change? And again, on Sundays, I'm doing a lot longer journaling. And I really, really encourage you to take all the time you need when the change is coming to do this. And we did get that guidance last week. All right, so let's go into another message. All right, so we had the 10 of air there to embrace change. Here is another message for you. We have the Six of Fire. Let me see if I can put this up where you can see it better. Notice where your eyes go. Now, this would be the Six of Wands in Tarot. This is the Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine. Let's see if it'll focus there. There we go. And on the bottom, it says victory. Good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. Ooh, what a great card. Really inspiring. But again, I'm going to encourage you to not just focus on the words. Is there anything else that stands out for you? For me, what stands out are all these beautiful wands around that are kind of shielding and protecting this horse in the night, or the person on the horse, I should say, are shielded and protected and being celebrated. So that's a really positive thing too, especially to keep with the idea that we need to be embracing change. And this is good news is coming, because it does say here, look at how that flows. It says, expect things to get better. Good news is coming. This is another way we could look at this. So what you would want to do then in your journal is you could actually, because I have my intuition tracker here, I'll just show you how I do it right now. I would go to my page where I have, let's see, do I have any openings here? There we go. My next open intuition tracker, I would just write the date. Again, you do not need this journal. This is my custom journal with custom templates on my website, devondoer.com, but you can use any journal you want. You would just create your own intuition tracker, put everything in one place. And in the symbols section, I'm just going to say angel cards to remind myself that that's what I'm tracking here. And then I'm going to write awake, because it wasn't a dream. I always talk about giving your dreams a title. This is where you would do that. Please check out my video on dreams that I did a few weeks ago. There's a lot of tips there. And so I would say my first angel card was the 10 of air, and what stood out to me was embrace change. And then the second angel card we pulled was 6 of fire. And what stood out to me was good news is on its way. Now, you would write what stood out to you for that, right? Because this is how we're connecting the dots, and this is how we're going to use hindsight. So hindsight is a very powerful tool, but you have to track it. And then one more angel card here to start off our day. Ooh, Queen of Earth. Thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Okay, what were we talking about at the beginning? Mars opposed Pluto this morning. Very intense energy. Here in the US, we have a lot of people worked up around the election. We want to rise above this. We want to be the grounded one in this energy. We may need to slow down and be there for someone else in a kind and understanding way. If people are challenging, we want to take that 30,000 foot perspective that the angels have. But I love that we have this air energy, fire energy, and earth energy all together. This is really great. Yesterday we had 2 water cards. It was a very watery energy. But today we're being given an opportunity to get a breath of fresh air, really focus on our passions, and then be the grounded, thoughtful one and set a tone for those around us and set a tone for ourselves as we go throughout the day. That's one of the things that journaling does, is ground you and set a tone. So when you take the time to do a 2-week planner, like I said, I still have to use my electronic calendar for all the things that we need electronic calendars for, right? Sending invites, just keeping everything aligned, sharing your calendar, right? But there is really something about pen to paper, really writing it down, tracking your healthy habits, and of course, tracking different energies, like I said. And later today, we have Mars going into Leo. So I'm going to be seeing how that affects me, because in October I was doing Mars in Cancer. And then, the next time that Mars is in Cancer and Leo, I can come back and look at this and see, okay, what was going on for me? Because a lot of times we revisit that, and we will be revisiting that energy sooner than later because we have a Mars retrograde coming up. So I encourage you to track all of that. I encourage you to think of these angel messages throughout the day. And at the end of the day, really try to notice what came up for you. And if you can, write that in your journal as well, or be ready to write it in your journal tomorrow, where we will be on day 4 of this 30-day challenge to journal with me and your angels. Thank you for being here, everybody. Remember, take time every day to connect with the angels.